And welcome back to Talking Spit After Hours. We're your hosts, TJ Bay, Tyler Byron, Alan Poe, back once again with the latest and greatest. Fellas, how was your week? What was going down? What's happening with
you? I got this new job working, trying to please white folks is hard, you know what I mean? Tired as ever, you know what I mean? Whole bunch of rich white people, ordering all types of stuff and, complaining about life every day. I'm like, staying a $3,000 a month apartment. How are you complaining? You know what I mean? Y'all stay in penthouses, man. I wish I had a penthouse.
more
You'll
money,
never
more
see
problems?
me.
He said it best. More money, more problems.
Oh yeah, but I'm about to get a penthouse soon when we get our reparations. That's why,
that's what you're gonna use them on?
Huh?
I said that's what you're gonna use them on the penthouse.
Off top. I'm blowing it off.
But are you shit. Now
I'm not saving nothing at all. The whole 3,000 be gone in 6 months.
My question was gonna be, are you gonna buy like the complex?
Nah, I ain't gonna buy a complex. I'm gonna buy jewels. I'm gonna rent out a nice little place. I'm gonna buy some jewels. I'm gonna buy a nice car, probably a Tesla. And I'm just gonna sit back and let the girls come to me. You know what I'm saying?
You just be loving the rest of your life.
The rest of my life, letting them come to me. Pull up in Tesla, guaranteed penny dropper.
Okay.
Yeah, but how would you feel?
If you get a Tesla, there's no way that you should be single if you have a Tesla. Something's wrong with you if you got a Tesla and you're single.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, nigga, if you don't want to be single, just get you a Tesla.
Absolutely. Get you a Tesla. I mean, you can't afford the Lamborghinis. Most people can't afford the Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all that stuff where it's not a tax bracket. But we can afford a Tesla. We can mess around and get a Tesla by accident. A little 50,000. When you save 50,000, come up on Tesla, you in the game.
Hey, so are the Teslas the new BMWs?
Yeah, they're better than BMW. Way better than BMW.
But remember, like back in like the late 80s, like you got a BMW. It's like, oh, you got a BMW.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest car people bought. That's why nobody's really buying them anymore. Them cars are dumb to buy. They're bad investments, man.
All cars are bad investments.
Nah, but Mercedes, that was a bad car. They break down and then it costs $7,000 to fix the brakes, and you know what I mean. Another $2,000 for steering. You know, you spend more for the parts than the actual car.
Good point. Well, I mean, it sounds like between all these vehicles, you have selective outrage.
I don't have selective outrage. I don't like the Mercedes because everyone feels like it's a good car, but everybody I know that own the Mercedes, it'll sit on the sidelines after a few months. So,
well, no, Mercedes is different from a BMW.
Oh, BMW, Mercedes, both of them sitting on the sidelines. Wherever from Germany was sitting on the sidelines after a few months.
Except for the Volkswagen, huh? Volkswagen is the most dependable.
Volkswagen, yeah, but it's an ugly car. Nobody wants it.
Oh, you was hollering some females in the Jetta. Come on, man.
My first car I ever had when I was 17 was a Volvo. I got no females in that car.
The Volvo.
I should have had like 3 girls in the car coming from high school. I had no girls in the car. I was dropping off dudes in the car in the Volvo.
The Volvo was definitely like
niggas.
It was definitely a vehicle. Like, you're showing you're tied down. Like, yeah, I have someone else.
Nah, nigga, it ain't showing nothing. Niggas just looking at that like, what the hell is that? Yeah.
Hey, but Volvos run though, nigga. Like you can
they run, nigga, but they like you said, nigga, they ugly. Yeah, you looking at that.
What'd you have though? Like what year?
It was a 1999, 2000 Volvo.
Okay. So it was like a Jaguar kind of.
It was horrible. It was an ugly car, bro. Car was very ugly, bro. You know what I
All right.
mean? And it moved very slow too. You know what I mean?
It had no get up. Yeah, because it's a family
Yeah,
car. Yeah.
Volvo had no get up. Nice little 4-cylinder.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Switch 4 gears to go 10 miles per hour. Still going 15.
Oh shit.
But yeah, man.
All right, well, let's get to what we're talking about, man. So Chris Rock over the past weekend had his stand up, which took over a year to make, called Selective Outrage, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So I kind of want to get you guys' opinions because I have mine, but I want to hear what you guys thought about his performance or his show. So whoever wants to go first, the floor is
I'll
yours.
go first. I feel like it was a great performance. I feel like that was like one of his better stand-ups. A lot of people didn't understand the stand-up because a lot of people are not really artists of comedy. They just really just watch the show just to hear about what he was gonna say about Will Smith. That's all they
Mhm.
cared
Right,
about. You know what I mean?
right.
Like people really just watch the stand-up. Like if Chris Rock would have put out a stand-up and that Chris Rock situation and that Will Smith situation didn't happen, barely nobody would have watched it. It wouldn't have been the highest watched stand up. Nobody would have watched it. I swear to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because people don't appreciate his style of comedy.
Okay.
He was a crackhead in New Jack City, but after that, he changed his whole style of comedy and he started making more like sarcasm, intellectual type of comedy, funny, over the edge. Remember, he's still an old school comedian. He
Right.
lasted in the 90s. It was hard to last in the 90s. Like it's hard to
True.
perform at Apollo. Apollo, he killed Apollo.
Well,
Yeah.
especially when you have like, comedians like Bernie Mac, like the real
The
Robin Harris.
Legend.
greats.
You had Robin
Yeah, the
Harris, you know what I'm
greats.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, for him to stand out in that way, kudos.
I feel like it's very hard to judge stand up now because there's so many rules and policies that get you sued. It's hard to even say anything now without worrying about being sued. So it's hard to be funny. It's hard to be funny when you watching what you have to say every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like I can say that my final thought about it is that like everyone waited for the Will Smith stuff, but I feel like he has some funny parts about Will Smith, but I still feel like he went out bad though. That's just my opinion. You can't.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna talk about
yeah.
nobody that slapped me in front of 20,000 cameras and people, and my parents can replay and watch it. My brother can replay and watch. Everybody can replay and watch me getting slapped over and over again, and I didn't do nothing about it. That's not gonna ever happen to me. That's why I always watch my back now because people now. You never know. Somebody might try. I talk a lot of smack. Someone might try to hit me from the side, put me on camera, and replay it. So you gotta watch out.
That's why you gotta be on your Neo shit when you go out there, then.
No, I don't go out, man.
Yeah, if they was something, they have to make an appointment. Come see me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be hard to reach me, man.
Yeah. So, T, did you see it at all, or
I
what did you hear
seen
about it?
parts of it. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the whole thing yet. I've been working a lot this past week, but what I heard about it and stuff like that is I guess he didn't hold anything back when he was talking about black people, white people, gay people, excuse me, sorry, the community. Uh, and so I heard it was a classic Chris Rock stand up. I did watch some of the uh, clips and stuff like that. And he did have some of his old jokes, but I did see a lot. I seen something different in him when he was telling in this stand up though. There was a lot. It wasn't just him trying to be funny and shit like that. It was him like you said, Byron, the writers behind this put more thought in his jokes. And so
Yeah,
like it was more of a there was more
intellectual.
feeling. Yeah, it was more feeling and it wasn't just trying to be just completely funny. It was like he was trying to be intellectual and add the funny to the intellectual. And
Mm-hmm.
so like shit, I can't wait to fully watch the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I did see it in bits and pieces like that. But I know you guys watched the full thing. I wanted to get on the part when he was talking about Will Smith too, because
Yeah, that's what
that's what
everybody
everybody was.
Right.
everybody was trying to get on a part where it's Will Smith, but they missed. There's better jokes than the Will Smith one. Like
Right.
Right.
my
Right.
favorite
Right. Right.
joke was when he said he spent all his entire money that he ever made on pussy. That shit had me into it. Now I'm buying pussy, I'm buying this pussy, I'm buying my kid this pussy. He spent all his money on, and you think about it, like, damn, as a man, you be like, you know what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's me too as well. I done spent thousands of dollars,
If not millions.
if not millions.
Well, because you gotta look at I mean, it ain't the. I'm not gonna say this because it ain't tricking because we do it every single day. You go to the store and you buy clothes. It ain't just because you want to look good for yourself or your homies and shit like
Right.
that.
Right.
You go, you go because women like you in them clothes. You know what I'm saying? So you tricking off your money every single day of your life
Every
for the
day we're
longest.
spending money for a
Right.
woman. Every day, whether we're single, we're spending money to look fly for a woman, or in a relationship, we're spending all the money on her. So
Yep.
either way, we're spending money on women all day. That's what made me laugh. Like, dang, you know what? He's right.
I
It's the ultimate sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
damn. I mean, how can you
Yeah.
argue against that? That's real.
All
Shit.
right.
No guy can look at it the other way. Like, no guy can look at it like, no, I never did that. Yes, you
Yeah,
have.
you there? Yes, you have.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. For
yeah.
sure.
Every
Um,
single one of us have.
all right, cuz. Go ahead,
All
Tyler.
right.
You
Not
just say it now. Like Al always goes against me. You know what I'm saying? I really thought his stand up. I mean, for what it was
I'm not even gonna
okay.
say you going against me. Just go ahead and say your opinion.
For the most part, it was okay, but really it was ass. And the reason why I say it was ass,
Because we said it was good.
no, the reason why I said it was ass was because of his final mic drop joke.
Mm.
So at the end, he was like, my parents said, don't fight in front of white people, right? That was his mic
Mm.
drop. My thing is the whole show, you were dissing black folks. You were talking shit about Draymond Green. What did Draymond Green do to you? Oh, he's black as shit. He's this and that. He didn't do nothing to you. And that,
He
and
was
then,
capping.
but then he brought up old school OJ jokes. So it's like pandering to the crowd to get laughs. Because
Well, I mean,
hold on.
OJ's the only black person did get away with killing two white people. It is true.
But listen to what I'm saying though. Yeah. Well, some might say that. I don't. But what I'm saying is for
Come
you
on,
to
Alan.
for you to talk about black folks in the fashion that you did, especially all right. So you brought up Kardashian, right? So OJ, so that led into the Kardashian father, right? And to
Mhm.
where it was like, oh yeah, if you want to ever go to a white family, go to the Kardashians, right?
Right?
So the whole myth between the Kardashians is that they turn you crazy. You talk about Kanye, he called Lamar Odom a crackhead. Yeah, we all know Lamar Odom had problems, but what did he say to Chris Rock to provoke that? What did he
Oh,
say?
so you care for a crackhead today, Alan?
Listen to what I'm
You
saying.
care for a crackhead to decide to smoke crack on his own? You care for him?
But listen to what I'm saying though. So you make all these references about black people, but then at the end of your whole stand-up, because my parents said don't fight in front of white people. You just sat here for an hour talking about black niggas all day. You got laughs the whole time because you're talking about other black people. And that's why I say Will Smith got up and smacked that. You have to watch what you have to say. Lamar Odom, yeah, he smoked crack, whatever, but he didn't come out and say anything against Chris Rock. So why are you gonna make me the butt of your joke and not expect to have something happen to you? Then
Let me ask
hold
you a
Uh,
question, Alan.
on.
okay. No.
I have another point too. Then
Okay.
then you have the whole light skin, black skin, or light skin, dark skin. You want a Draymond Green baby or a Curry baby? Like, come on, man. Like, you're better than that. You are a legend. So why are you still going to these jokes? That's my only problem.
All right, and I'll say it like this: for the last 3 podcasts, who we've been talking about? Black people. And black people is the same. It's the safest people to talk about on YouTube is black people. You're not gonna get sued.
Yeah. I totally understand.
Right?
Yeah.
Black people don't do paperwork, so they're not gonna copyright or sue you. Black people are not gonna complain to PETA and all these other things. You can talk about black people all day and get views, and people will love you, and nothing will happen. The minute you talk about the white people, the minute you talk about the J word, the minute you talk about them, you lose a deal, you lose TV time, you lose life. You can't even go nowhere. Everywhere you go, they questioning you, calling you racist, Semitic. So
No, I totally understand
what is
that.
Semitic, man? How are we Semitic? Who's Semitic? No one has never even seen a Jew. I've never seen a Jew. I probably don't even know a Jew ever in my life. How am I Semitic?
You mean anti-Semitic?
How am I anti-Semitic? How is any black person anti-Semitic if we don't see Jews?
So you never met a Jewish person in your whole life?
If I did, he looked white. He wouldn't get white,
okay.
man.
All right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh,
right.
you are Jew." I wouldn't know a Jew unless they said I am Jew. Other than that, they look the same. It's Caucasian.
Right. But do you find it a little bit like, for me, like, okay, Chris Rock is one of the best, comedians of all time, right? But isn't it kind of low hanging fruit for him to make those jokes? That's all I'm saying. Like I get it.
No.
Wait, hold on.
No, they're jokes, man. And the thing is, everybody's so sensitive now. You can't make a joke about nobody because everybody feels they're hurt, their butt hurt. They want to talk about it on shows on how somebody talked bad about me. Everybody is so sensitive now. I mean, nobody would never last. This generation of people would not last in the 80s, bro. They would die. If this generation would die in the 80s, man, fast. They can't take nothing, man. You're falling to the 2000 trap, Alan.
How's that?
Talking about black people. We always talk about black people. That's all we talk about. Our whole family talking about black people.
But what I'm talking about, someone such as great as him, right? So there's a difference of comedic style. So the first thing that when I first saw him come on stage, he had that aura like he was Chappelle, right? That's one. That's not your style, nigga. Put the suit on, nigga. The way you always, nigga. Dress up, put the suit on, nigga. Put your bow and tie on, and tell your jokes. But what I'm saying is, it was low hanging fruit for his jokes. I'm sure he has a lot more content other than just that easy. Like it's easy. It was Gerber jokes. It's for babies. Like if you're a real comedian, like bring thought into it. Don't just give us just microwavable. You know what I'm saying? Cook that shit.
Here, this is where I'll get you.
That's what I'm saying.
How many stand-ups have you seen of Chris Rock?
I've probably seen the majority of them.
How many?
Okay, I'd say maybe 6.
You seen 6 stand-ups by Chris Rock?
I only seen about 3.
Yeah,
I say 6.
And which ones did you see, man? You must have seen the early 90s one or something. Like, he didn't really get popular till like 9-5.
Well, I was,
9-5 in comedy. He didn't get popular till like 9-4, 9-5 in comedy. So
Blacker and Deafer Chris Rock is way different than this nigga who came on stage last weekend.
That was 20 years ago.
Okay, so but can you agree that his comedic performance was better then than now?
I would say that there was different rules 20 years ago, like I was saying.
Let me get it. Okay. Let me say this. All right. Because, I'm going to finish what Byron said. 20 years ago, Nigga, you can get away with saying a lot more stuff than you can say today. So a lot of his kind of like jokes were set for the times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
I mean, in this stand up, in his recent stand up, a lot of his jokes are set for the times. It's like you said with like we just talked about, yeah, is he says stuff just enough to where he's on the line of being canceled, but not to be canceled. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he has to do. You can't just go all out and just be like nigga and just talk like you used to 20 years ago. Nigga,
Nope.
you'll have everybody in that motherfucking auditorium running up on stage trying to rip this nigga's head off. So like, he has to tone down his jokes in order to, not get canceled, but still try to be funny at the same time. So that's what he's doing, when he's doing these jokes today. So no, we're not gonna get the same Chris Rock we got 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this Chris Rock that's doing what he's supposed to do in order not to get canceled, but still be on there and be funny. Because at the same time, when you think about this, is this isn't the only one we're gonna see of Chris Rock. Netflix booked him for 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first one. Now the second one, what I'm sure they're doing is waiting to see how people receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on the next one, we may get like say if a lot of people like this one, he's not on the borderline of getting canceled and all that shit, and they let him go. The second one, I guarantee we gonna see not the same Chris Rock of 20 years ago, but we gonna see something close.
But at least have edge. That's my only thing
That's
about his
what
stand
that
up.
the
You
first
get
one is
banned
that.
from all. Alan, have you ever been banned from all Donald Trump got banned from all platforms in his life.
Now,
All platforms. That means every
Byron,
single. He couldn't even type in his name on YouTube. He
Byron,
couldn't even type in his name on YouTube. He got banned from all platforms. Do you want that to happen to you, Alan?
Byron. Now, when I say edge, I don't say I'm not meaning being like all out disrespectful.
Okay.
What I'm
Okay.
saying is what I'm trying to say is have better jokes.
You
They were
got
they were his. I mean, it was like
Al, you're
it
not
was
trying to.
predictable. What?
Okay, but you're missing the point. It's these
What's the
times he
point?
can't. What?
Ch-
Who's okay?
Chappelle does a great stand up every time.
No, Dave Chappelle doesn't do his regular jokes like he used to. It's their
Mm-mm.
jokes. He
But
talks.
he's still pushing the line though.
No,
Chappelle
that
talks about transvestites on all three.
uh,
He kept talking about transvestites on all three of his things. Man, he's in love with transvestites. He just talks about transvestites through half of the show. Like before, Dave Chappelle, he'll talk about how he got robbed from the cartoon company robbed him. Cartoon Network robbed him of his show and his title. And then he talk about how gays hate him and transvestites have a problem for him.
for
And he's trying to me, I feel like he kissed ass to the LGBTQ community because they were really on him. He had fire in him about it. It's really on him. And
yep,
now, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some employees that quit at Netflix because they ran the show, and Netflix was like, "Forget that! I'll take the money off over y'all employees, and I don't care about your gay." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right.
But what I'm saying is that the LGBTQ community is very, very strong. That's another thing too. 20 years ago, you could talk about homosexuality a lot and talk about what this guy's doing and all that. You can bash and all that. You can't do that
yeah,
now. You
nah,
can't bash or that. You will get banned from all platforms. You will wake up in the morning and try to press a button, and none of your buttons will work. Do
the
Okay.
you want
You
hardest
know
that,
what?
game,
Alan?
My hands
the
are up.
hardest
My,
game in
my hands are up.
America. I'm sorry, the hardest guy. I gotta say this: the hardest gang in America in 2023 is the LGBT community.
Amen.
My hands are up. What I'm saying is I just thought his jokes were low hanging fruit. They weren't that funny. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
You
well,
know, it's
your
especially
value, you're okay. I mean, your opinion.
yeah.
Do you feel like the
My opinion
cast of
matters.
85 South is funny?
Say what?
Do you feel like the cast of 85 South is funny?
I think Carlos Miller's funny.
I think he's a little funny. I give it to him a little bit. Do you think DC Young Fly is funny?
He's more slapstick. He's a slapstick comic to me.
What does that mean?
Um, he bursts out with the and like crawls on the ground, and he kind
He's
of
animated.
yeah. Thank you, Titan. He's very animated.
Is he
That's
funny?
fun.
To some people, it is.
That's funny to me. I'm sorry.
Is he funny to you, Alan?
He makes me giggle. I mean, them as a whole, it's a great show. But as far as like storytelling and jokes, Carlos Miller is the top of that whole threesome right there.
Who's the threesome here? Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, who's the third dude?
And Chico Bean.
Chico Bean. Chico Bean's pretty cool.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, if you watch them all separately, you can see where Carlos Miller is on top of the chain. You know what I mean? As far as like actual joke telling. Like, Chico Bean's funny, but
don't you think that kind of like what is that, complements each other then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those three together, it works perfectly.
Right.
It's a great show with those three together. But separately, I think
it's a great show. You think it's a great show?
With those three together?
You think they had great shows?
With those three together?
You think they had great shows? I said it's a simple question. You think they had great shows?
They had good shows. Yeah. I wouldn't say great
shows.
They had good shows. Their podcast is better than their stand-up to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay. And when you say good, you mean like borderline good.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
Right.
What do you consider their comedy as?
I mean, it's hood, it's black, it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
And how far you think that will go?
Depends on how many hood and ignorant there are in the world, which seems to be a lot of people.
Nowhere. And black people ain't buying that stuff, man. Ignorant comedy doesn't go nowhere, bro. You gotta have some intellect to you, man. Like, you gotta have some kind of smarts to you. You have to have some kind of like have people thinking, man. Like, when I watch Carlos Miller and I watch Chico Beans and them, they don't have me think. I'm not thinking. I'm just listening to some average dumb jokes and Young Fly going around doing some animated stuff.
Doing some animated shit,
yeah. Like,
but that's what you expect. But that's what you expect from them, though.
But then,
you know what I'm saying? That's why they're funny, though. Is you expect that from, you don't expect intellectual comedy from them.
You can have it's kind of like rap music. It's like rap music. You can have intellectual rap, positive rap, gangster rap, drill rap, whatever, right? So they fit in comedy. They're a genre of comedy. My thing is,
what genre of comedy are to compare to rap?
Trap.
What genre is Chris Rock then?
He'd be like intellectual, but my point is, if you're an intellectual comedian and you want to think and listen to what he's saying, your punchline shouldn't be ABC. It was just, like I said, it was just like he could have done a lot better with his spins.
With a lot of it, I can't say too much, but from what I heard, it wasn't really ABC though. There was thought and like intellectual thought behind the punchlines and the jokes, Al, because like they weren't as drunk. I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
When you get a chance,
like he said on one thing, he said, man, if you really want to save some money, get you a young girl. Which is true, because I just had a young girl. I was just dating a 22-year-old broker with her. I couldn't take it no more. I'm about to be 40. Can't take it no more.
She running circles around
with 20, but nah, it's just too much, man. They're moving too fast. I just want to
let's go out.
That's what he said. Yeah, they're running circles around you, bro.
Get high and say what's up to this person. Say what's up. Nah, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm 40. So, to get a younger girl is much more cheaper than getting an older girl. See, a younger girl, like you said, you could buy her some shoes. You know what I mean? I buy her some shoes and she'll be happy for the whole time. You know what I mean? She'll just brag about her shoes, give you everything. You getting loving, sex, everything for some shoes. Mm-hmm. An older woman, She talking about fixing her whole roof. I gotta fix her roof just to get some Fuji. That's like $12,000, $13,000, $14,000.
Okay. But that was one.
The truth. Look, bro, that is so much the truth right there. Every woman my age comes with a bill. Every woman my age is always talking about money and how they need help and they broke. Young girls don't come with no bill. They don't come with no bills, man. They come with the simplest stuff you can buy, man.
No, they don't come
just
with.
Want to have fun, man.
They don't come with bills. They come with a tab.
Then you get them some J's, what? Take a couple pics on Instagram with them.
You're good.
But that was only one segment of the show, though. That's what I'm saying. Like that was a great setup. The whole setup or that whole space right there, that was a great joke. But what I'm saying is, as a whole, it didn't. All right, as a comedic fan, it didn't fulfill me, especially after a year of what happened. I wasn't waiting for the Will Smith setup or the whole area.
You waiting for the Will Smith setup, Alan?
No, actually, I wasn't. I wanted to hear about it.
That's why I went and watched the Will Smith part of it. That was the first thing I did.
Right, but what I'm getting at is, yeah, that was a great setup for the young girl joke. But everything in between, like, it wasn't cohesive. It didn't seem like it just wasn't funny as a whole. It had certain moments, of course, but it wasn't just like funny as a whole show to me.
I mean, what I like, to each his own. Everybody likes different forms of comedy. You know what I mean? Like some people, some people think Marlon Wayans stand-up was probably funny. You know what I mean? And I think it was highly average.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy's very hard to judge because everyone doesn't like the same form of comedy. You know what I mean? Like some people like different fields of comedy. Not everybody's just funny in their own different way, man. Like I mean, there's some people that people feel that's funny. I don't feel it's funny at all. Like Tracy, what's his name?
Tracy Morgan.
He's not funny at all.
I don't think he's funny. He's not funny to me, at least.
I have no idea how he made it. He barely made me laugh ever in my whole life. I don't know how he made money. He's not funny.
He made it. I mean, he made me a couple laughs, but I don't think he's like.
He was
25 comedian.
He was, what's his name, from Martin, Hustle Man. That's why I started liking him, from Hustle Man.
Hustle Man had what, 3 episodes?
But he was funny though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, all right. But
well, I mean, Martin Lawrence was more funny than anybody on the show. He wasn't funnier than Martin Lawrence. People watch the show for Martin Lawrence. He was the funniest person on that whole show.
Martin's funny.
But you were talking about Tracy Morgan, so that's what I'm telling you. When I thought he was funny, like, yeah,
even,
of course.
okay.
The show's called.
You watched Martin because of Tracy Morgan. No, you don't watch Martin.
The show is called Martin. Yes, I know that. But what I'm saying is that Tracy Morgan, I found him funny as Hustle Man on Martin. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, to answer your guys' question, or whatever, if to answer some kind of question, is Martin to me is like, that's my comedian. That's like a comedy. Like, if Martin's doing something, I'm gonna watch that shit. Stand up, watch.
He in my top 10.
If I watched a lot of Martin shit, nigga, and they have me in tears. Cause I don't know.
Now, one question. Let's take the comedians out of, or let's keep Martin in the conversation.
Okay.
But let's say, for both of you guys, if Martin had the same set as Chris Rock,
I think there would have been different jokes. Just
I think it would have sucked.
Okay.
Because Martin ain't the same person anymore, bro. Like, he ain't the Martin that was on drugs and sexual harassing girls and turned up. He ain't that Martin no more, man. He's
intellectual harassing bitch like Martin
high now, getting fat, eating cheeseburgers, eating 5 cheeseburgers a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got that Eddie Murphy
like
syndrome. He got that Eddie Murphy syndrome. They they don't do the shit what they like they used to, as they do the shit for like I don't want to say it, guess,
for
but
for a certain crowd, right?
yeah, for a certain
And that's
He
my
turned to a
point.
fat cop. How you go from a skinny cop to a fat cop? He can't even run. Will Smith still running. He can't even run no more. He just be complaining in the car. And on
and
Bad
he got
Boys 3, how
morals, he
he
got all
complaining in
kinds
the
of
car. He didn't run
morals and shit.
nowhere.
He got
I'm like,
morals
what are
talking
you
about his
doing?
baby.
God, Will Smith over here doing marathons, hitting fences, ducking and dodging bullets. This nigga in the car complaining. Where you at?
Well,
Mike,
I mean,
where are you, Mike? You're crazy, Mike.
that could be that's an age-old Abbott and Costello.
Martin care about I'm gonna just say it. Martin care about that white money. Yes. He don't care about he want that white money now.
Well,
Well,
they're
that's kind of
making Bad Boys 4, so that's gonna be
And
classic.
that nigga, he's still gonna be in there like he was in Bad Boy 3.
What fat in the
Just
car?
just
nah,
fat
cuz Martin about to come
and
hard, cuz.
he fat in the car, got all he talking about nigga telling on Will for everything. Guess
Straight dry snitch.
dry, dry snitching on Will for everything. Yeah, like, it's like that ain't the Martin I know, nigga.
Straight
And
dry
then
snitch.
and then when you see Martin Lawrence, and then we see Martin Lawrence, he lost weight in this next movie. You be like, oh, he like Star
All right,
Jones.
then yeah, nigga. All right,
You
then
lose no weight.
let's
Come on, Alan. You really depending on a 55-year-old man to lose weight? He didn't even work out. You ain't seen one workout video of Martin working out.
Nah, it's gonna be
Because I
Will
ain't trying to
running
see
that.
niggas work out. What are you talking about?
It's gonna
He's
be Will doing the same thing, nigga, running after all the
Hold
things.
up, Byron. Cause hold up, Byron. You trying to watch niggas work out, cuz?
no. What I'm saying,
Like I'm not worried about his routine, my nigga. Like if he comes out fat, he's fat. If he comes out skinny, he's skinny. I'm not like, oh, what's his meal?
This nigga in shape.
Yeah, what's his meal?
I mean, you gotta look good for the camera. You gotta look good for black people, man. He don't look good for black people, man.
Black people
Yeah,
don't look good for
He look
black
like
people, nigga.
I'm saying he looks like a lazy cop, bro. We want our cops in shape. Like they wouldn't put Denzel out there like that, sitting in the car talking all day. Denzel ain't gonna do that, man. Dry snitching on your partner out here risking his life, man, ducking and dodging machetes and machine guns. You over there? Where you at? Where Mike? I got the drop on him down here eating
Denzel gonna get it in.
Yeah, Denzel gonna get it in, man. Denzel gonna get in shape. He gonna try to run. Denzel's 60 and still running in all his movies.
Nigga, Denzel gonna trot, nigga.
You see Equalizer? Equalizer, one of his better movies. He was 55 breaking people off in that movie, both 1 and 2.
But he wasn't moving fast though.
It don't matter.
He was calculated.
Fast
he was
enough.
calculated.
That's even worse. That's even deadlier, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what when you know what I'm saying. Age wisdom come with age, nigga. So at 55, he's calculating and chill. That nigga, that's on point. But Martin, cause I'm a. I don't know, man. Chris Rock. Let's just talk about the part that everybody, you know what I'm saying, most of us watched it for, because I've seen a lot of feeling in that, or I've seen a lot of...
I feel a joke on, my favorite joke on Will Smith, he said, is he's the only person that ever sat at a table and let a girl discuss about how she cheated on him. That stuff is laughs, right? Yeah. That's funny right there, man. I had to die. He has to really be the only dude in history that ever did that, bro. Like, for real. Like, have you ever... Like, I know y'all ain't never did that. I ain't never did that.
Nah.
Did what?
Just had an intermission with a girl that cheated on you?
A sit down. No, a sit down. Nigga.
A sit down intermission.
Just sit down and just talk about, let's just talk about feelings. Let's just talk about the entanglement, Let's just chat about it.
Wait. In your personal life? Hold on. In your personal life?
You drinking golf. He talking about how she cheated on you. You crying on TV.
Right. Well, see, we're talking about in their personal life. So are we talking about recording it and put it out to the world, or just in general?
Nigga.
Okay, well,
that's what he did.
I'm talking about just in general.
That's what they did.
But you said that have you ever had a conversation with your girl about cheating on you? That's what I'm
Right.
saying. So
Right.
You haven't had it on TV or personally, Alan? You personally had that conversation?
you never found out your girl cheated on you and hollered at her like, hey, what's up with this
No,
nigga?
I never had to sit
Nah,
down
I
with her
never.
and drink coffee,
Nah.
none of that. I dumped her.
Nigga, ain't nobody said
Yeah,
ain't nobody said you had a meal. Like what I'm
me
saying,
either. It
you
was
never found out and hit him up like, hey, so is this
nah,
true or not?
nah.
They ain't gonna
What's
tell
the
you the
word?
truth anyway. Most girls cheat on me.
Yeah,
I knew they did it. You know, they were on the road out of there.
yeah. That's the same with me.
So
I ain't gonna have no intermission and cry and stuff and sit at the table, drink some coffee, and let's
Dis-
try it out. We love
discuss
each
why
other.
she
I
went
can't
off.
believe you did this.
I'm
Come
not
on, man.
Discuss why she went off and did this one.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the TV show. I just mean
Okay.
in personal general life. You never found out
No,
that and approached her like, hey, is this true? You never did that?
I'll tell
I
you
knew
one
it was
instance.
true. Every girl cheated on me. I knew they cheated on me. They were out the door after that.
But how'd you
I'll
find
tell
out
you
though?
one instance. The niggas, the homies.
Okay. Go ahead, T.
But yeah, every girl that did that, or not every girl, I don't know how many girls. I didn't actually, if it did happen or whatever, I wasn't there to just sit there and talk about it. No, I wasn't. I never did have that. I never cared why. If I found out it was true and it was confirmed, nigga, that was it. there
But
was no,
how'd you
there was
confirm it?
no, huh?
How'd you
If the
confirm it?
homie, I mean, there's ways. If the homies tell me something, you know what I'm saying, you tell or whatever, then,
But your homies
you
could be
gotta
lying
believe.
to you though.
Nah,
Uh,
yes, they
Like,
could be
I mean,
lying. Yeah, exactly.
if you have trusted
That's the
homies,
whole point. That's the whole point. This in my instance was is this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I went to this is what happened to me. So I hear from my other my I ain't gonna say no names, but
right.
I hear from him that oh so and so was with so and so the other day. So I go to her and I was like, so was you with dude? With him? And she was like, nah. So I'm like, okay. So I go to dude and I talk to dude and he's like, no, fuck that bitch. And I was like, nigga, I was like, man, keep it 100. Cause like, nigga, don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be my boy and all that shit. Just tell me. And he's like, no, man, I ain't messing with that bitch. And then her sister told me. And then, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, and, she was like, well, what's her name want to say? And I was like, nah, nigga, I'm done. Yes, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. There was no talking about none of that. I didn't get to
Yeah, I don't want
know.
to sit at the
I didn't get to
table and
know.
cry over it,
Yeah, I
pray
didn't get to
over it.
hear nothing
Let's
of
pray over the situation. Hopefully,
that. It
you
was
know,
like, nigga, all right, nigga, okay.
you
And
you
nigga,
prayed with the girl that cheated on you, Alan. You prayed at the table with her when she cheated on you, Alan.
So what we're not going to
and
do
fuck
is
that
hold
nigga
on,
too.
cuz what we're not going to do is try to play Al out like
Like,
he's
Al, you
stuck
be
L,
discussing
cuz
your feelings.
hold up, cuz hold up because I understand this is a podcast and shit. Hold
Play
up, man.
Alan.
Hold up, cuz
Go ahead, Al.
I understand this is a podcast. So when I speak on this podcast, I'm trying to involve the audience, but please don't try to play me as I'm suck L. Nigga. Nah,
Now,
this is
talk
nah.
from
Hold
your
up,
I just asked a
nah. You
general
don't.
say it with
question.
your
Nah,
chest,
cause
then.
I
Say it with
I
your
never
chest,
did
then,
that,
nigga.
nigga. I never did. No, cause see,
You asked a general question. You
because
asked me a general question, man.
because Byron
I
gonna
asked
ask
you
me,
a general question. Now I'm trying to play you for cheap. Come on, Al.
because you said, oh, nigga, you sat down and prayed with her over it, nigga. Nah, cause just ask me the question, my nigga. Like,
Al, I'm
you
just
know what I'm saying?
asking questions.
You were
Nah,
wondering, Al.
nah,
Al, just
he's over here setting up.
It was
Nah, he's
just,
over here setting up scenarios. Like, hey, Al, it happened to you? Yeah, it happened to me, nigga. When
hey,
I said,
Al,
and hold up,
Al,
yeah,
I'm
hold up.
just,
Al,
I'm
you
just
just
trying
gotta
to,
say
I'm trying to
nah
get you
first, though.
That's what I'm
Just say
saying.
like
That's
nah,
what I'm saying.
then
No,
and then
because
go
this needs to
into
be
it.
this needs to be addressed though.
All right,
What I'm saying
man. But
is, cause just ask me the question. Don't set up scenarios like, oh, you had dinner, you had candlelight dinner set up, and then broke it down to over wine, nigga, and sat there, and you know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, just ask me the question.
hey, man. All right, here,
You know
Al.
what I'm
And now, all right, here, I got it for you. Hey, y'all.
you feel me? The nigga's like, oh, you had a candlelight dinner set up, and you cooked dinner, nigga, and sat down like everything was cool, and then brought it up to her attention.
And
And
she broke it to
he
you
was like, oh,
there.
why? He was like, why? You can make it worse. Nah, nigga, it ain't about that. Because you asked me the question, my
What's that nigga name from I don't want to know why
oh
you
shit.
did.
Hell if I know.
Keep it on the low.
It was
Oh
a
yeah.
one hit wonder. You know, it came out with that one song. I don't even know his name, man.
Yeah, I don't even remember
you
dude's
mean
name,
Mario
but still,
Winans?
I
yes,
don't know, man. I
yeah.
don't remember his name. You just got to type in I don't want to know. It'll show up on YouTube.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying, anyone whoever stepped out on me, it was brought to attention and it was decapitated.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, that's our whole point. Our whole point is that you didn't do it. Ty didn't do it. You didn't do it. So
Why Will Smith gonna
why
do it?
would Will Smith do it if no guy you know possible if did this? Only people I know that probably have ever did this. You know, I'm not trying to be racist, but people of other colors have did this before. More than likely with therapy and had sit downs and talks and eat about it.
Hey,
Brought
there are
the
some
guy
niggas,
over
hey,
there. You
some niggas
know,
did it in public, niggas just hey,
I mean, brought the guy over there, had conversations with the guys there, and talked about it together. That two guys talking about it together at the table and eating dinner and
Oh
talking
man.
about they in love. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but as far as black men, nah, man, not really,
Yeah,
man.
Chris Rock made us. I'm sorry, Chris Rock made that shit. I'm 10 times funnier than me, Cass. Shit, like, I mean, Will was a sucker at first. You know, he was a sucker anyways, but like, still, even more so. Like, I was just like, Cass, like, because I was just like, he made me think, like, you know, just was I'm not even gonna say I'm hired, I'm drunk right now, but I can't remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can think of the drugs in my head of what he said, and I'm just thinking like, damn, like I don't know, man. It just Will Cass, just Chris Rock. Yeah, we already said it in our episode. Yes, you were sucking to me for letting Will slap you in the face like that. The nigga, you're like, you know what I'm saying? You should have. Like, I don't care if you literally that nigga when he ran walked away. Like you shouldn't have let him walk away. Like all just just normally and fix his jacket. Pop his jacket when he walking away. You should have kicked that in the back of his head or something. Or something. But still, Will Smith was a sucker to me too, though. So. But yeah, the shit Chris Rock said about him, cause back then it had me dying.
All right.
I
So
mean, it just doesn't get no worse than that as a black man. To me, it doesn't get no worse than that. To sit on live TV crying, listening to your
Yeah,
you cut out, Byron.
I'll tell you what he's about to say.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
sorry, someone called me. Having sex with your son's friend. He's in the house playing with your son, and I'm get some free time. He gets some free time. Go have sex with you. Go back to playing with your son. You don't know that. You thinking that your son's just having fun with his friend, and you're doing movies, and you don't know that your wife is having sex with your son's. So that's what makes it worse. And then to explain it in front of me on TV with a cup of coffee, you explain it with a cup of coffee in your hand on live TV. Nah, man, nah.
At
That's
the
my
table, wait,
right
at
there.
a little red table that was her,
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
setup too.
Right. Yeah. It was her set. Yeah.
It was her setup. Like, nigga, this wasn't where Will wanted it. This is where she wanted it, where she was comfortable. Like, nah, bitch, you ain't finna be comfortable. Like,
Yeah, she was
if we
comfortable.
finna do this, nigga, we finna do it in the hood,
In the,
nigga.
yeah, in
And
the
my
alleys. And
cousins,
nigga, we in the alleys.
yeah,
Like,
my
nigga.
cousin's gonna be sitting in the crowd right now. Mom's gonna be right there too. Like,
Okay. All right. So since we're talking about disrespect, I want to know, could you be with someone who had lost the love of their life?
What do you mean?
Oh, you talking about like Will and Tupac and
Right.
Jada Pinkett? Oh man.
So could you be with someone who lost the love of her life, but she was willing to still be with you, but yet you knew like, well, she loves me, but she don't love me like she loved that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll be with her temporary, but
Yeah, I don't know
you're
it.
talking to the wrong person. Like, I don't talk to Mary. You know what I mean? You're looking to marry. Some guys are looking to marry. I'm just looking to play. For the rest of my life, I'm looking to play. I'm not looking toward marriage.
But that's what.
In my brain, marriage is done. It's never an option. It's
but when
not.
I say,
well, maybe I'll think. No, it's not. So everybody's temporary.
But when I say be with someone, that's kind of what I mean, like a long relationship. Like, are you willing to be with? No, I'm not talking about your situation. I just mean in general.
Could you put yourself in Will's shoes?
Could you be with someone?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, because I really don't care about the person that died. I don't care about him. He's not there. He's not there.
But
if he's not there, I'm there.
But
so it doesn't really
exactly.
matter. He's not there.
But you're there. But although you know that you would never compare to this dead.
I don't care because I ain't gonna be for long anyway. As long as I get to do what I want to do.
No, well, no. What I'm saying is, are you willing to have a
love is temporary, Alan? My love is temporary.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, okay. My question was, are you willing to have a long-lasting relationship with someone who you know doesn't love you like she loves someone else? That was my question.
Not because I'm not having a long relationship with nobody.
Oh shit!
The longest you get is 3 to 4 years. You gotta go after that.
All right, man.
This nigga's here's your diploma. Walk across the stage and go to the real world. That's hilarious.
You got your freshman year, your sophomore year, your junior year. I warned you in your junior year, you just toward graduation, it's almost time. You gotta find somewhere to go after your senior year. Full application.
Once you graduate, you gotta go. You going off to somebody else's college, not mine.
There's no student teacher program. You
gotta go.
Oh shit!
And once you graduate, ain't no going back to school either.
You can come and visit, but you can't. You can come and visit, but you can't come back. You can't attend.
You can't go back to your old high school and go play basketball in it, can you? Right now, no.
You can't come. You can't come. Speak to the underclassmen.
No. You want to sit down with some coffee? You want to talk to the underclassmen? Can't warn them.
Yeah, watch out for this school. Nigga, after 4 years, it's a wrap. This nigga is the University of Phoenix, nigga.
Yeah.
Once you get your degree, it's time to go.
Time to go.
Thank you guys once again for listening to Talking Spit After Hours. We're your hosts, TJ Bay, Tyler Byron, and Alan Poe. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.
Hey, we getting on tomorrow too.